Hey Mara, guess what? It's the end of January and the beginning of February, which means the vast majority of people who made New Year's resolutions this year have already given up on them. So in your last video, you shared 3 of your New Year's resolutions and asked me about mine, but I didn't make any because I don't believe in them, and here's why. They don't work. So every year, somewhere around 50% of Americans make at least one New Year's resolution, but by the end of January, 90% of those resolutions have been totally abandoned. And I think a big reason for this insanely high failure rate is that we just fundamentally misunderstand why we didn't achieve our goals last year. We imagine that the problem is insufficient willpower, and the solution is that this year we'll just have more willpower. But willpower doesn't work that way. It's like a muscle. You need training and practice to improve. It's not gonna just happen. And if you try to run a marathon without structured training and practice beforehand, not only will you fail to run the marathon, you will also injure yourself and put yourself out of commission for the next few weeks, if not months. And willpower is the same kind of thing. You can't just wake up one morning and expect yourself to have more of it. What you need is a daily, detailed plan to help you slowly improve over time. Because here's the thing. We don't fall short of our goals because we didn't want them enough. We fall short because we don't structure our lives in ways that get us closer to achieving them. And if you didn't achieve your goal last year, it's probably because your life wasn't structured in a way that would help you get it done day by day. So if you want to reach that goal, it's not about being resolute, but about being flexible, about being willing to make changes to your daily routine. And I'm talking nitty-gritty, ultra-detailed, specific changes. Take your 3 resolutions from last video, for example. Documenting more, making time for the things you love, and staying in touch with friends and family. Do you hear how those are kind of vague? Like, imagine if instead you had said, I'm going to write 750 words in my journal every day before I leave for class. I'm going to schedule half an hour of free time to draw, paint, or just relax every evening right after dinner. And I'm going to call Aaron every Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Obviously, you can pick whatever dates or times or numbers you want there. You don't need to choose these specifics, but you do need to choose specifics. And maybe sometimes the specifics you pick don't actually work that well when you put them into practice. You gave it an honest try, but it just wasn't working for you. That's okay. Just rearrange your routine and try out different variations until you find one that does work for you. It's an ongoing process. Trial, error, reevaluate, repeat. Obviously, one would hope that the errors get smaller as you go. And that's the big reason I just don't like the whole concept of New Year's resolutions. They don't take into account the ongoing iterative nature of the goal-setting process. Setting a huge, vague, distant goal with no concrete plan of how you're actually going to get there is a tailor-made recipe for disaster because apparently tailors make recipes now. I much prefer a small set of repetitive daily goals with a review at the end of each month to see how many days I successfully completed each one. Then I can make changes based on that, focusing my energies where they're needed the most. For example, I just switched from doing my fiction writing in the evening to doing it in the morning with some very positive results so far. I'm pleasantly surprised. TLDR, I'm with Aristotle on this one. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. That said, I love the energy and spirit behind your resolution ideas. I want you to succeed, and I can't wait to hear how things are going in your next video. But in the meantime, I've got to go cross my fingers and hold my breath as I watch the poll results from Iowa come in. Happy Monday, and I'll see you soon.